And a good Wednesday morning, YouTube pipe community. Bright and early out here. My vacation starts now. I'm off today for Juneteenth, and then I'm off tomorrow for West Virginia State Day. And then I took starting Friday and then all next week off. I went fishing last night after work. The heat index yesterday was over 100, and the way I looked at it, if I can work outside for a living all day and that shit, I can go fishing in it as well. Of course, I was the only one out. There wasn't no other idiots out there but me. But I had fun. I had a nice cigar, had some pipes. Of course, typical story. The river, the temperature's been about 75 where I go fishing in the river, and when I got down there yesterday, it was about 79, 80 reading on my fish finder there. I don't know how accurate them things actually are and the temperature it's taking towards the top more of the water, but it has went up. The fish have started going deep, so I was bummed out about that because it's a lot harder to catch them. But I had some crankbaits. I was using about a 3-inch, 2 3/4, 3-inch shad wrap basically, and caught a really, really nice smallmouth, about 20 foot deep. Fought that sucker. I mean, he yanked it out of my hand almost, and fought that thing. Got it up towards the front of the boat. I was opening the gate on the pontoon, and of course he got off, which made me mad, but I was also excited knowing that they're still biting and it was that deep of water. I don't catch fish too often in that deep of water around myself around here. And then at the end of the evening, the storm started rolling in. I had to get the hell out, and I caught a small catfish on a crankbait. I'll post a picture of that. This one's gonna be the Daylight series. I don't know how to pronounce these. Orleum. Look at it! Let me give you a description on this and then tell you about the other one. Lightly sprinkled with exotic orientals, spicy perique, Daylight draws its true character from choice red Virginias, smooth dark burley, and toasted black Cavendish that serve as a base. Starting the day sets a fine course for what follows. I have to tell you, the one I just did the other day is fantastic. We're gonna get more into that. I forget the even name of it now. Day of Light something. This one smells musty. You can smell the perique. This one is more wet than the other one was, it appears to be. I'll get my pipe pack and give my thoughts. And we're back. Just got my pipe lit. It's terrible I can't remember the name of the one I just reviewed Saturday, but go back and look at the name real fast. I didn't have time to during this video, but I'm telling you what, that stuff is the bomb. I would easily give it a 7.5 now. A guy on here last week made a comment and asked me about have I ever given reviews like 9s or 10s, and yes and no. When I do reviews, I tell people all the time, you know, it's your own opinion, so just take it for what it's worth to begin with. But the people I really connect with are ones that like the same style of tobaccos that I like, and that's why they watch me. Your taste might be completely different. But off the top of my hand, I'll name a few offhand, but when I do reviews, it might be the first time I might leave the tin sit out longer and let it dry out, and the next day it's like, wow, Sometimes I like tins fresh and wet, and other times I like them bone dry. It depends on what you're eating, what you're drinking, the time of day, your mood. Everything takes role into that. That's why, if you notice, I do all my reviews in the morning. I don't eat anything. It's first thing in the morning. It's usually in a cob for the first time, not today, etc., etc. But off the top of my hand, or my tastes have changed as well. Off the top of my hands, ones that I would rank towards the top for sure would be Orlick Golden Sliced Aged, Diehl Dark Flake, and Diehl Flake, Penny Farthing, Sixpence, H Bold Kentucky is one of my favorites, Pelican, there's some HU tobaccos, which I'm still waiting for to be released in the States. The Outdoor Series, the Hiking, I really like that Burley Flake, it's excellent. The one I just did last week, I can't remember the name, Day of Light something, Gates of Light, whatever the hell it was called. Sorry about that, you just have to look at my last video. That was excellent. Haunted Bookshop. I mean, this is just to name a few off the top of my head. Oh, and one that, for instance, what I'm talking about, when I first smoked it, I didn't really care for it. It was all right. But that Toscano, or Toscani, however the hell you pronounce it, the Allegro, Toscano Allegro, was excellent after it opened up. I went down to living my best cigar life down there in Moundsville, near where I'm at, and I ordered 5 more tins of that. Escudo, and what was the one I was just gonna name off the top of my head? Oh, jeez. Oh, of course, one of my all-time favorites, San Sepulcro, any year. But there's just so many. But them are the top, some of the top echelon. And the reason why I don't go back and edit them is because you have to completely re-upload the video and all that. So that's why you'll see, hey, you only gave this rating a 5 and now you're saying it's a 10, you know. But getting to this one, this one's good, but it's more milder. It's not as strong and bold as the one I just reviewed. Would I buy it again? Absolutely. I cannot read and see up close anymore. And if I hold it back too far. Red Virginia's Smooth Dark Burley. The Cavendish. Lightly sprinkled with exotic orientals and spicy perique. I believe it almost has the same ingredients as the other one. I don't think the other one had Cavendish, but that is a top tier tobacco in my opinion. It's a hidden gem. I said I had a nice time last night. It was hot as hell, but I didn't care. They were still biting. I'm going again tomorrow. I'm going to go Thursday morning. I think morning or afternoon. I'm going to go as much as I can because my season basically, I got started late this year. My season's basically sometime in April till the end of September, beginning of October basically is the season. I mean, you can go all year, but on the boat it gets a little I'm not gonna keep talking about fishing all the time, but like I said, this is my fishing season, and I'm a big fisherman. One thing somebody had showed me, I can't remember when, it's been a while ago. I keep all my tackle in them Plano boxes, you know, and I label them all like these are crankbaits, and I have one for jigs and worm, you know, everything labeled. Well, all your crankbaits, if you fish and you know, they all get in them little dividers in there, and they always get tangled up. Now look, at somebody showed me. Look at it! This is just an old jar or a plastic container. Something so simple but yet genius. Like there's a shad wrap. Another shad wrap. Basically, all you do is you just wrap a rubber band around the treble hooks, and 99% of the time they don't get tangled up. And as you can see, you can store a crap load of them in a container like that, and you can eliminate. I eliminated 3 of these. That's genius, really. That somebody had thought of something like that. It saves a lot of time. You can sort through them. I mean, they get, sometimes you might have to pull one apart. They get a little bit tangled, but you can usually just dump them right out and grab the one you're looking for. That's about all I have. I had the Liga Privada number 9 pig last night, and it was fantastic. It was aged as well. I said it was hot. I was down there. I was about 20 minutes from the marina where I was at, and I kept looking at the radar because when it's this hot and humid, you got to watch because the storm's rolling fast. Well, it was about 8:30. It was starting to get dark, on the way to getting dark. So I got back up basically in front of the creek where the river and the creek meet, where I'm only 2 minutes from the dock. And it's where I caught the catfish. I was fishing right there, and I didn't want to stop. And as soon as I caught that little catfish on a crankbait, I looked up, I heard some thunder, and the clouds were just from white to dark, like instantly. I was like, oh shit. So I got up and started to head back to the marina. Lightning was shooting straight down, and I was like, oh, I made a big mistake. I waited too long. I got back to the marina, I tied my boat off, and the winds just hit like 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts. I mean, that's scary when you're on the water, and the trees were just going, and I was like, oh man, at least I got my boat tied off. I'm gonna leave it at the dock, and I'm gonna get in the truck. Well, it started dying down a little bit off and on, so I just went for it and hurry up and got that sucker on there and got it hell out of there. I'm gonna try not to make that same mistake again. Like I said, if you've had any of these, leave your thoughts below. And also, if you want to, for other subscribers, a lot of people who don't make videos that just watch them, leave your favorite top 5 tobaccos in the comments below as well. I said there's so many, but them are just some off the top of my head. Another one that I'd forgotten, it's right in front of my face. Galleth Hogarth Dark Flake Unscented. I like the dark flake and the brown flake unscented. Hope everybody has a great rest of your work week. Oh, I am making some pipes. I apologize. There's been several people that have been asking me, hey, where the hell is your pipes? I'm gonna chop this one up today and get 2 out of this one. I've been neglecting, I've been fishing as much as I can. So look for them this evening if you're interested. Talk to you boys and girls later.